that.
Well, to me, and I got to get the hell out of here. But to me, that's
you gotta go.
My wife needs me to do stuff.
You ain't got no job.
I know, it's fact. Well, not really, but I don't today. No, but that part just is so true. Not that Saudi Arabia, not that people don't have the right to be critical of Saudi Arabia, of course, but where people just come off judging is so. Where do you draw the line?
Where are you drawing your lines, man?
That's the question. Is like it, and I thought. But by the way, Michael Rappaport was not pleased with that. You know.
Guess what? Guess who we don't give a damn about their opinion. Michael Rappaport has left the building.
No, Jason Whitlock didn't like it either.
Oh, wow. Surprise. Can I hear more Chappelle? Audio 5, please.
Fear that I have for myself that I need you to protect me from is co-option. My voice has become more powerful than I intended it to be. And I cannot let these do me like Charlie Kirk, or even worse than that. What if these trip me up somehow, co-opt me, and then make me say the things that they want me to say? Well, we can't have that. So, just in case, we need a code. It's got to be something that I can say so that if I say it, you know that these got me. And don't listen to nothing that I say after I say those words. But don't tell anybody what it is, but it's got to be something that, you know what I mean, that I would never say. Oh, I know what the code is. The code word is, I stand with Israel. Thank you very much, and good night.
People have, now there are reasonable people who also don't love that joke.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest, I can't explain why you could be a Jewish person who is anti everything Israel's doing and still feel weird about that joke. I can't explain why.
Of course you can.
But
how do you
pinpoint it?
Because Israel, in your learning, in your conditioning, represents something very important to Jewish people. And so hearing someone say that they would never say that,
yes,
hurts. Because in your brain, right, what's happening with Israel right now is not a reflection of what Israel was intended to be.
Yes, but just the fact that the one phrase that the person could never say is that.
No, I understand.
But even if it were, no, the phrase is, I'm proud to be an American. That should be even more true. You know what I'm saying? I'm a proud American, right? The fact that he would make it Israel, even though I know Dave's intention. So it's not about his intention. I get what his intention was, and I feel it. I'm not offended by him. But it does make you go, I hate that that's the thing.
Of course you hate it, because you hate that Israel is getting souffled out here for being a terrible, terrible government.
Yeah. And not only are they getting souffled for doing horrible things.
So it's less about what Dave is saying, it's more about the reality.
Yeah, well, and there's also the fact that, like you mentioned earlier about Candace and Nick Fuentes, you can't remove the fact that some of the loudest anti-Israel critics are also outright anti-Semites.
Right, but
you can't separate it. It's all meshed together.
But while we're having this conversation, you yourself have had to have conversations with your family about the reality of what Israel is since 1948. Like how this has gotten so bad.
Sure.
Who co-opted the whole thing? Was it, did Theodore Herzl intend this? Was like, you guys have to reconcile.
For sure.
Especially secular Jews, right? Have to reconcile, like, wait a minute. Our whole thing is being used in many ways to harm, to take us down a terrible path. Like that, all of that is painful, by the way, which makes this all even that much worse.
And it's also putting us in danger here And then when you hear it manifested by someone who you love at a concert in front of 20,000 people saying that line and everyone cheers. For example, I agreed with exactly what he said about Saudi Arabia and Israel. And when the crowd cheered that way, it still makes my skin crawl.
Absolutely.
But there is an actual danger that exists there. That's the part, and that's the part that's hard to explain to where I'm like, I agree.
But guess who understands? Black people understand, man. Black people understand.
That's true.
There are people who understand. It's not just Jews. People understand. Now, whether or not they empathize in the moments where you want them to is questionable, because there is some accountability, like outward accountability to like Jewish people who have allowed the Netanyahu thing to happen. Jewish people that use their soft power to, not want to hold Israel accountable when they needed to hold them accountable. Right? It's the same way, and people will scoff at it. It's the same way, like you said, proud to be an American, that there are white people who have been conditioned to believe that this American thing is just for them. Now, we can scoff at it. That's invalid. By the way, wasn't even a part of the marketing ever. But in their household and in their communities, that's what they were trained to believe, conditioned to believe. And now they're seeing all of these other people who are not like them having power in society. Even though like 90% of CEOs are white men and 98%, 99% of presidents are white men, and like the leaders in society are all white men, they still get in their feelings about it because they were conditioned to believe something that wasn't real.
Yeah, but there's just another. I'm not trying to do any sort of Jewish exceptionalism thing. I'm just saying an entire area of the world came up with this concept of why the Jews were to blame. Not a long time ago, my grandparents' generation.
Yeah.
My grandparents' siblings were killed in the Holocaust. So there is this thing that when you see that, yes, Israel is definitively causing or is a major part of causing, because there was an anti-Semitic thing happening in this country based on we know who over the last 10 years.
They did not never forget World War II and helping Jewish people and helping in World War II for the United States. They did not give a damn about Jewish people.
No, they weren't. They were not letting them in. Jews weren't getting let in when they were trying to escape.
No.
But then everything made sense and it was time, and
financially made sense. And like I've told you before, Jewish elites are very different than just your average.
No, by the way, you could remove the word Jewish.
Elites, yes, elites. Because the elites of all the groups work together to maintain power, by the way.
Of course.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I can't do full Jewish history now. My Jewish wife will divorce me.
Well, this has been episode of, what are we at?
3, Blood in the Water.
All right, I'm going to stop putting numbers on it, but it's monumental. It's a big deal.
There is a labeling thing, though, you have to figure out. I don't really know what the best way to do it is, but that's for
another day. It's Ebro Rosenberg show, and this hopefully will be live 8 a.m. starting in January.
Yeah.
And
smash subscribe and like and turn on notifications.
Yo, shout to the chat. Yo, chat, how you feel?
Yo, we love you, chat.